Hey everybody, Ron Burke from Gaming Trend here to check out the ENHANCE Voltaic Blackout. I'm sure marketing came up with that name, so we're going to go with just Blackout from now on. It's a mouse that's kind of a daily driver that they're aiming at the gaming community. They kind of designate it as a gaming mouse. But the first thing you need to know is that it is a $14.99 MSRP mouse. So I've recently been putting it through its paces for about the last week and a half, and came to some pretty surprising conclusions for a $15 mouse. So the first thing that you'll appreciate is the design. So a lot of features that are in really expensive mice, like braided cables and this rubber grommet here to prevent any sort of cable breakage, are present here. Similarly, a nice textured scroll wheel. It's got kind of a grid pattern with a rubberized surface, and this entire rubberized surface right here. Those are all things that you might find on a very expensive mouse, and it's all here on the Blackout. This side surface is not a rubberized surface. It has kind of the same look as this, but it seems to be just plastic. And as you can see here from the non-lit, but there's an LED in here. It kind of pulses through 7 different colors, but there's a positive that's also kind of a negative if you're into changing the colors to match your computer. Well, this one's going to pulse through 7 different colors, and you don't have any choice of what those colors are because this mouse is completely plug and play. There's no bulky software to keep up with or update. That's actually a positive in my book. If you're gaming, the last thing you want is to have to fight with drivers for a mouse. So as I said, it has a nice long braided cable here. That's nice because that's not going to fray on you, and that pinch point's not going to break. The mouse here on top has a DPI switch. It can switch between 1200, 2400, and 3500 DPI, which is pretty good for, again, a $15 mouse. 1200 is great for games like Planet Coaster, where there's a lot of kind of small movements and precision is needed, but not necessarily speed. And 3500 was pretty decent for shooters. I tried out a couple of them, as you'll see in my written review, and really didn't have any issues. Beyond that, there are some issues that I found with the mouse that are kind of some design choices. On the side here, if you look, there's 2 buttons here, the forward and back. You'll notice that they stick out quite a bit. It's pretty easy to accidentally hit these while you're gaming, especially the meatier your hands are, the more likely you are to hit those. They stick out just a little bit longer from the side than I would like. They also have kind of a most of these are kind of rounded on most mice, but these stick out a bit and they're kind of angular. Personally, I would like them flush, so you actually have to push in with your thumb to hit them, but it's probably a preference thing. Oh, and on the lights, down here on the bottom, you can turn those off completely if you're inclined. And then the other thing, I have to show you a competitor's mouse. Well, I say competitor, but this mouse costs easily 8 to 10 times more than the other mouse that I'm comparing it to. That's a HyperX. You'll notice here that the HyperX kind of has a more rounded appearance to the top. This is more of a textured contour that's a little lower profile. As you can see, it leaves more of your hand on your mousing surface than this does, where your hand is kind of lifted off the surface. Again, if you have smaller hands, this is probably a non-issue for you, but if you prefer a little taller of a mouse, something to note. The Blackout is actually a pretty solid mouse, and if you need a $15 mouse and you need something that's portable, or you don't necessarily want to spend $100 on a competition level mouse, this one will do the trick. I don't normally dig into stuff that's kind of around that value price, but this one's one that I can recommend. At the end of the day, with features beyond its MSRP, the Blackout's an excellent blend of value, price, and premium features. Sure, there's a few design hiccups, but overall it's remarkably solid. If you like what you saw here, subscribe. If not, subscribe anyway and see what we'll do next. Thanks for watching.